Hi and welcome to episode 91 of the This is Reportage podcast. My name is Alan Law. I'm the founder of This Reportage and This Reportage Family, and I'm a photographer too. So fab to have the very talented Marisa Martins on the podcast this week. Based in Portugal, Marisa was in our top 30 photographers worldwide on This Reportage Family for 2020, with 3 Reportage Family Awards and 2 Family Story Awards all in the year. Marisa shares so much in the episode today, including her work and collaboration with Canon, the story behind one of her latest Reportage Family Awards, thoughts and tips on enabling families to be themselves, the importance of not following the crowd, why she focused her marketing energy on documentary family photography, day in the life shoots, and so much more. Hey Marisa, how are you doing?
Hi, Alan. How are you?
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for coming on here. Honored to have you on here. Yeah, how are you? Because you're in beautiful Portugal, aren't you?
Yes, it's my home country. I live in the town now where I was born, near
Lovely.
Lisbon. It's an amazing place in here. I love it.
Oh, super.
I'm very lucky.
You are lucky. I've only
Yeah.
been to Portugal once. I did a
Yeah.
wedding there a couple of years ago, and then we had this reportage meetup in Lisbon, actually, and it's beautiful. Loved it.
Yes, it has a beautiful light. I love Lisbon as well.
Yeah, it's so cool. You've got like kind of like the by the waterside as well as the big city, and yeah, it's really, really nice.
Yes, and there's good weather right now. It's amazing.
Oh, is it? How warm? How hot is it with you?
Yes, it's like 25 degrees.
Really?
30 last days. Yeah,
Wow.
October has been super hot.
Oh, that is
It's
really
amazing.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot warmer than here. A lot warmer than here.
I know.
Have you been over to England before?
Yes, a couple of times I think, but I was always working, so I didn't got to know the city and to do what lots of things I would love to do in London. But I will go there soon, very soon, next year probably. Yeah,
Oh,
I would
cool.
love to go to the meetup of This is Reportage, but
yeah.
I'm working in December. It's impossible to go. I'm sorry.
Maybe next year. Oh, no worries.
Yeah, I
Maybe
will for sure. I will.
Yeah, that'd be cool to meet you. When you said you came over before and you were working, was that with a different job or was that photography or what?
Yeah, like I have been in my life lots of jobs. I have different lives.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
used to model, and I went to London for a Dove commercial, to shoot a Dove commercial.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
when I was like 20 or 21, I think.
Oh, wow. Did that Dove commercial, air in the UK?
No, it was shot in London, but only aired here in Portugal.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was a very nice experience. I stayed in a 5-star hotel in the center of London, and it was a great experience, in fact.
Wow. Cool. How long did you model for then? How long were you doing that?
Oh, I modeled before I went to university, because I knew that in the moment I went to the university that I could not fulfill that dream of modeling and traveling, working. And so I was a model, I think, between 16 and 2021. Wow. And then I started the university and I never looked back. My dream was always to do an engineer degree. I'm a civil engineer.
Oh, and that's what you did at university, is it engineering? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Gosh, you went from modeling to engineering.
Engineering, from super feminine world to a very masculine world.
Wow,
and I think in photography, I finally found out what I want, what I am. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of these two worlds of families. Are what I really love to do, and I really love to shoot. And from all the things I've done in my life, definitely that documenting families, it's my favorite ever.
Oh, really cool. More than modeling? Yeah.
More than modeling and more than engineering. And I love to do both. Yeah.
Well, that's really good. Isn't that? That's a life dream for everybody, really, isn't it? To find something that we enjoy doing and we can do it every day. And it also helps to pay the mortgage and the bills as well. So
That's true.
Yeah, that's great. So how did you go from modeling to engineering then and into photography? You know, how did you become a photographer basically? What's the story there?
Oh, it was quite simple. At some point, there was a huge crisis here in Portugal in, I think, 2011. And I was pregnant. I was in 2012. I was going to have a baby.
Right.
And I knew that that's a terrible masculine world of engineering. It's not so friendly with moms and sick children. I knew that.
Okay.
I knew that would be so much harder to do well my job as an engineer. So when I was at home waiting for my daughter Clara, she's almost 9 now, I started to think, how am I going to change my life to do something that I really, really, really love? And I found out, I knew what it was because I always loved photography. And I always knew I had this thing with photography. And I started exploring it. It has been a very difficult path and a very slow path. But since I found out documentary family photographer, that I really feel fulfilled.
Oh, that's really cool. That's so interesting to hear. And you said you've always had a love for photography, and you were on the other side of the camera a lot, I guess, when you were modeling. But were you always from a kid then? Did you have a camera? Were you really into photography? Yeah, really into photography.
Yeah, I won an award when I was 10.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Imagine that with the film camera.
Wow. What was the subject?
What it was a school visit, a school, I don't know how you say it. You're going with your school to see lots of small towns.
Trip. Oh, okay,
school
cool.
trip, yeah. And there was this contest. And when I was there, I was thinking, my mom gave me her camera. And when I was there, everybody was like doing the same thing. And I looked at them. I remember this. I was 10. I look at them and I thought, I'm not doing what they are all doing the same thing. They're photographing the same thing in the same way. I'm going to do different. I remember these thoughts and I won. It's amazing.
Awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Is it like a certificate or something? Have you still got it, the award?
I have a photo of the exhibit because then they exhibit my photos on the school. I have that photo.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool. And that's great. From such an early age, you had that thought and mentality that you wanted to do it differently. That's so important.
Yeah, I always have that. I don't know why. It's not like I want to be different from others. It's not that. But I really have this will to find my own voice. What do I want to say, and not always follow the others. I don't have to follow other artists because everyone has so much to give, and I have so much to give from my whole life with so many adventures worldwide. So I have my point of view. I don't have to follow others, and I always have this in my mind. I don't know why.
Oh, that's great. I think that's a super way to live. Honestly, really super way to live. And there's an inner confidence in you to do that, because you do need to be confident to have faith in your own opinions and the way you want to do things and not to follow the crowd. And I really respect that. And I think it's vital for our photography industry, whether that's families or weddings or whatever, is that we just stick to our own beliefs and do what we want to do, what we love, and not copying what everybody else does. It's so important.
So true. And confidence is very important. I think I have a very stable family and a great relationship, with 19 years relationship with my husband.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I think that's the thing that gives me this strength. So I believe, imagine, I'm always running in the different side of all the crowds. Here in Portugal, no one has ever thought of documentary family photography until like 2 or 3 years ago. Right. And I was already pursuing that. I was already. And my fellow photographers here in Portugal that do it, they started it with weddings. I learned from them as well. We have great wedding photographers, and they do family photography as well. Mm-hmm. But they don't do exclusively families. They only do weddings. And they shoot their families and they do the weddings. But I always thought, I want to do families. Families is my path. And
That's cool.
I think I have to have courage to do this because
Yeah.
it was difficult. This path has been very difficult. I think the words have helped me a lot because it shows people that validates my work. The words have helped me in the last couple of years to validate what I want to do.
That's
so
cool.
I thank you as well, Alan, for giving me that space. And
Thank you. Thank you as well
for us. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being such a huge part of it, and you very kindly judged for us as well back in collection 6 on this Reportage Family. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you. That was an amazing experience for me.
Did you enjoy it? Yes, you enjoyed it
very much, and I learned a lot. I learned. Can I share my thoughts on that?
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. Totally. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah.
I'm a different photographer when I'm culling or deciding which photos to send to the awards, to the round. Now I understand that the more simple and the more easy to read the photo is, it more pops out from all that 7,000.
Sure. Yes.
7K photos.
There's a lot to look through, isn't it?
Yes, and if you it's more than have a great photo. You have to have something different, unique. And today I'm always pursuing what is unique. When I'm photographing a family, I'm always trying to find things that only that family does or only that kid does, that I never see in any photo, in any award. And I think I'm not the only photographer doing this, but I'm always pursuing that uniqueness that I've never done before and probably never will again.
That's very cool.
And I learned that from being judged. When I was this last award I won with a dog that is stealing bananas from the kids.
Well, the two kids are on their electronic devices, and you've shot it from kind of above, haven't you? Yes, I love that. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, tell us about that more.
When I was deciding which photo to send, I have another one because there's a third child, a third brother in that family, and the kid came and he was helping the dog to eat from the plate.
Okay.
And I had these two photos very strong, but the one I send without the kid, it's more easy to read. It's more only 3 elements, like a triangle, and it's so much easier for your eye to be there. And if I had the child, maybe it's more funnier, but you cannot read it as well as the one I send. And that's what I've learned from being judged, that you have the more simple, the more cleaner, the more straightforward your brain to the brain of the viewer you go, the more easier is for you to win that award.
That totally makes sense. Because as you're saying, with a judge, you're looking through 7,000 images.
Yeah.
So to be able to instantly read something easier does make it stand out, doesn't it? That's cool.
To pop up.
Awesome. And I love that image. I just think that image that you spoke about that you won an award for recently, I think it's so funny, but it's also like a sign of the times as well, isn't it? With children on their electronic devices and the dog just like, okay, then I'm just going to steal this food. It's great. I love it. And that's so cool. And people listening now, do head to thisreportagefamily.com or thisreportage.com, and I'll include that specific image that Marisa just spoke about. Yeah, very cool. And you've won loads of awards from us, Marisa, and you were in our worldwide top 30 for 2020 as well. And you won 5 awards in that year, which is an amazing achievement. Was that fun to find out when you were in that top 30?
Oh, I couldn't believe that. I was like, no, this is not true. It's not true.
You're so good.
Very happy. I was very happy. I don't work for the awards. The photos that I win awards are all from paid shoots. They are all from clients that pay me to do the
That's
work.
cool.
So I'm not doing that for the awards. But sometimes some photo pops out for me, and I think, oh, I should submit this.
Oh, I totally get that. That's the way to do it, not to shoot for awards at all. We're never in our mind. When I was when I shoot weddings, I never thought to be shooting with awards in mind. But yeah, it's like a good thing afterwards. And it just shows how good your just work is on the day itself. You're not shooting specifically with with awards in mind.
Yes, and not for portfolio. At this point, I'm already working with paying families, and I think that's the dream I wanted to achieve for a long time, and only this year I reached that day in the life paying clients.
Oh, that's cool.
Nobody wanted to do like one day, an entire day. They only wanted to do like half a day, and now I'm getting those clients. An entire day, 2 days, 3 days.
Oh, really? Multiple days ones? That's super.
Like vacationing, I always do 2 or 3 days.
Great. So how do you think, what has changed? How have you been able to get these clients who want to do day in the life or want to do multiple shoots? What have you done, some kind of different marketing, or what's kind of changed? Yeah. Okay. Tell them.
I changed my communication like 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, I decided I'm not going to communicate anything but documentary family photography. It's like 10% of my income. The other 90 I do lots of fashion shoots with the children for Portuguese brand, a Portuguese brand that's called Sal e Pimenta.
Okay.
I've been working with them for 4 years, and we travel to do lots of shooting. It's amazing, but it's not documentary. I love to do that.
Okay,
so
cool.
I do weddings, I do christenings, I do commercial work like personal branding for sites. You can find everything in my site, but on my Instagram feed, you only find documentary family photography. And I decided to do that so people are always in a consistent way, always getting to know more and more what is documentary photography, focusing on what is documentary photography, or else I will never do documentary photography here in my country. I will never do it. So it's like I made that decision, and it was the best decision in my life, because I still do weddings, I still do christenings, I still have lots of different work, but I'm finally getting the families to understand the power of this approach.
That's very cool. That's so interesting to hear how you did something really specific like that and really focused all your kind of marketing and Instagram on the documentary. And that's had a really big effect then. That's super. That's great.
Yeah, it was a strategy. So
very cool. It's cool to hear actionable things though for other people, that they could do something similar to, and whatever that focus is, whether their focus is on family, documentary, or weddings, that can really work that way. So when did you do your first kind of full day in the life shoot? Was that quite recent? Was that this year or last year, or?
Actually, no. The first time in my life that I decided to do one day session, it was when my daughter was like 3 years old.
Oh, okay, a while ago.
Right? 9. She was like 6 years ago.
Okay.
On her school, I stayed one day with the kids with her.
In the class,
in the class, yes, in the class. Cool. One day, an entire day, and no posing, of course. I just captured the day, and that was an amazing experience for me. I understood how difficult it was. But I didn't start a formal education. I was always seeing stuff on YouTube or Creative Live, and that was not enough. Right. And then 3 years ago, when I decided to only publish and only share in my Instagram feed documentary family photography, I started this work with a family that is very dear to me. I photographed them since 2015. And 3 years ago, I asked him to do a day in the life with them. And that really changed everything, because everybody really received it in open arms. And I started collaborating with Canon after that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was amazing. The Canon asked me to try the new EOS R, and I did like a video, a friend videographer capturing video, and I photographed a day in the life with this same family 1 year after, and that video is on my website.
I
And
think I've seen a little clip
yeah,
before, actually. Yeah. Is that
yeah,
also
that
with like the twirling photo shot from above? Is that on the video?
yes, it's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that
Cool.
girl too.
So how did that happen with Canon? Did they just approach you? Did they see your
Yeah.
work somewhere and just approach you?
That's amazing. But they approached me and they asked me, do you want to do, can you launch the new ESR with a video, and you decide what you want to do with the video.
Oh,
We
wow.
just send you the videographer and you do whatever you want and talk about your work. And I thought, this is the universe telling me to stop everything and finally start to communicate only documentary family photography. And that
Cool.
video is important for that, to show people how it works, to be at home, to be in the routine and not staging anything. And the kids are all messed up and still got great images. That changed, I think that changed everything.
That's really cool. That is so cool. Yeah, that, as you say, it's like the stars aligning. It's showing you that this, you're totally on the right track. And yeah, that's awesome, man. I'd quite like to have Canon reach out to me. That would be very cool. Yeah.
I love to work with them.
Oh, that's cool. That is a big deal. You touched upon that video being able to show families as well that they can just be themselves and be relaxed and have a messy home, and that's so important, isn't it? Do you have any tips in general or thoughts, or how do you work in persuading or letting families know that they can really just be themselves and that they don't need to almost perform to the camera? Do you have any thoughts on that? Any bits of advice?
I think you cannot push them. It has to be very natural. They have to see the portfolio. That's why the focus on documentary family photography. They have to connect with that kind of approach. And then they come to me and say, I want to do this. I cannot push them and say, oh, let's do it. Let's try it. I cannot, because I've already tried with people that are not ready to do that, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Right, okay.
So the first thing is you have to attract them. They have to come to me and say, Marisa, I really want to do this kind of approach. And then there's a preparation phase before the shoot where I do like long conversations, normally with the mom, and we talk about what to expect. I'll be there with him. I'll eat with him. I'll sleep in the floor if I have to.
Have you done that?
Yeah, I've done that. Not on the floor. They got me a really nice little bed, but I was
that's good.
really comfortable. Yeah. And it was amazing because I was there until the kids go to bed, and I was there when they woke up very sleepy, and I got everything. It was... Yeah.
That's very cool. That is really cool. Is it, because you mentioned you've shot so many different types of things. How do you find like day in the life shoots? Is it more stressful or as stressful or not stressful at all as like weddings, for instance, or other things? How are you kind of relaxed? How do you find them?
I feel very relaxed when I'm doing day in the life. I get very quiet. Sometimes I talk to them so they can feel at ease. I talk to the children, I talk to mom, but most of the time I'm quiet and I'm just enjoying. I breathe and I think, let me just see what is going on. Where can I capture the best of this? I feel very relaxed, and I'm not as tired as doing 1 hour and a half like lifestyle shoot that I really hate right now. But sometimes I have to do it. But I get so much stressful at weddings and sometimes with important shoots I have, that day in the life, it's like a therapy for me, really.
Oh, wow. That's so awesome to hear. And again, it's just another sign that this is what you need to be doing, isn't it? That you can do that and feel so relaxed. You love it. You feel at ease. It's just the perfect thing for you, which is just so cool to hear. I love that.
Especially when I feel very involved with the family and I really feel very connected and that they are really enjoying my photos. So when I feel that, I feel so comfortable, and that's most of the times. So it comes very natural, and I'm very available to make great work when I'm like in that state of mind, very comfortable, relaxed, and just with my creativity on top.
Very cool. Perfect. That's very cool. And you say you eat with them as well? Do you sit at the table when everyone's there? Yeah. Oh, that's cool as well.
Always right. Because they have to feel like I'm a guest, like like a friend guest that goes to their home and stays with them, and that we're going for a walk or we're going for a car ride to somewhere else, and I want them to feel like I'm there with them. I'm not a fly on the wall. I'm really with them. I like to know their story, and they really start to telling me things about their families, their parents, their grandparents, how they knew. There are lots of stories that I can think and reflect on my photos after. When I'm photographing, I think of these stories that they told me about the family, and I make sense to like a reflection on my photos.
That's so cool. Oh, it just sounds like you proper become almost like part of the family for that day, which is then it's going to make the results be just so much more personal. And it's super. It's so cool. I can just hear that passion in your voice as well when you're talking, which I love. I love that. Awesome.
I'm a very passionate person.
Oh, that's cool. Best way to be.
Sometimes it's not so good.
Cool, Marisa. Let's change tack slightly. Let's talk. I don't know if you listened to any podcasts before, but I sometimes do a little Netflix game. Do you watch much Netflix or movies or anything?
Yes, I do.
You do? Good. Okay.
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. So, if anyone's listening, not heard this before, I'm just going to read out a movie or a series synopsis. It might be on Netflix, or it might be on other streaming services or anything. But and we'll see if Marisa can get it. Okay, so the first one is a series, Marisa. Okay, and it's been going for a long time. Okay, so the synopsis is: the satiric adventures of a working-class family in the misfit city of Springfield.
Oh, God. I don't follow that.
It's a very old kind of American cartoon kind of series.
I'm going to fail the test.
Don't worry. No, don't worry.
I've already failed.
The synopsis is tricky. Some of the main characters are Homer and Marge.
Oh, Simpsons, of course.
Yes, sorry. Yes. No,
I was thinking of not animation, of course.
I know. Sorry, I should have said animation. No, that's good. One out of one. You've got it. It's good. 1 out of 1.
I love the Simpsons. I love them. I always say Homer is my dad. Not
really?
Beer, not with the beer, but all that clumsiness of him.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Yeah, I love The Simpsons as well. It's great.
Me too.
Okay, so 1 out of 1 so far. That is good, Marisa. That's good. So let's go to your next one. It's a movie. So an innocent and naive girl in Paris with her own sense of justice decides to help those around her, and along the way discovers love.
It's Emily in Paris?
Yes. Yeah, Emily. Yeah. Yes, boom. Well done. That's great. That's a beautiful film.
I've seen that. Yeah. Most because of the images of Paris, she goes to the most beautiful places, and I've been there shooting in that same places.
Oh, have you? Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why I love to see it. Like
what were you shooting? Was that your commercial work? Or?
Yes, commercial work, like kids fashion brand.
Oh, cool. Wow. Yeah, nice. I've only been to Paris once. We went for my wife's 30th birthday a few years ago. Not that long ago, but no, it was a few years ago. And I loved it. It's magical few days there. That was awesome.
Perfect.
Well, that's great. 2 out of 2 so far. So last one. This is great. Go. So this one is a much more modern series. I think it's on now, actually. Okay, so after fleeing an abusive relationship, a young mother finds a job cleaning houses as she fights to provide for her child and build them a better. Yes, well done.
I've seen it. I've not finished it yet, but I cried. It's very because it's very real. Yeah, it's very real. It's not a romantic approach. It's a real approach.
Oh, definitely. It's on my watch list on Netflix.
You have to see it.
Yes, I'm going to watch it. Wow, you got 3 out of 3 there. That's brilliant. That's really good because that's a real mix of older stuff and brand new stuff and kind of middle stuff. So yeah, that's super, Marisa. Well done.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love cinema and I love music, so
Cool.
I'm always on top of it.
We're watching. What are we watching? Oh, we're watching Squid Game at the moment. Have you watched that?
Yeah, it's a little bit aggressive.
It's very aggressive.
It's very interesting from the point of view of human behavior. It's very interesting and deep.
It is, isn't it?
Think. Yeah. It makes you think.
Yeah, totally agree. It's really enjoying it so far. Well, if you can enjoy it, it's like a very harsh subject, isn't it? But it is, as you say, it's very interesting.
It's a must do see film. You have to.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Do you have while we're talking about it, do you have an all-time favorite movie at all?
Grey's Anatomy series.
Oh, the series. Yeah. Oh, cool.
I love it.
Isn't there about 20 seasons or something? There's a lot, isn't there?
18. I'm rewatching like for the third time with my mom, and we are on the 10th.
Wow. Cool. You're watching it with your mom. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we are partners in series. We love to see them together. Yeah.
Do you know, I've only seen the first about 5 episodes of it. I need to watch more. I do need to watch more.
Do you know when I first started like many years ago, I saw the first series and I didn't like it and I stopped watching it. And then a friend came to me and said, no, you have to. It was like on the 3rd season. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to give it a try. And I started to see on season 3 and I missed 1 and 2. And since then, I'm like super addicted to it. I'm never tired.
Oh, that's cool. No, great. I know my parents love it as well, and they really recommended we watch it. And I love randomly. I really like Patrick Dempsey. Is awesome. He's in one of my all-time favorite movies, an old movie called Can't Buy Me Love. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's like a very early 90s romantic comedy. Patrick Dempsey's only about 19 in it. It's brilliant. So, and he's in Grey's Anatomy, isn't he? He's one of the
Yes, he's the main character. Oh, I have to see that.
Yes, watch it. Can't Buy Me Love. It's classic. It's I really like it. It's cool.
Great to know. But you were asking me for a movie?
Oh yes, yes.
Pride and Prejudice is one of my like classic.
Cool.
I never
Which
get
version?
tired of
the one with Keira Knightley in, or
Keira Knightley version. I love it.
Cool. Yeah,
I love it.
I don't think I've seen that movie. I've seen the BBC adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, which is. Have you ever seen that? The BBC version?
No.
Oh, okay, that's quite classic. You'd like that as well, though, if you like the movie of Pride and Prejudice. It's got Colin Firth in from like Bridget Jones' Diary and what's the Christmas film? Oh, Love Actually. I love him in that. I love Love Actually. I love Love Actually. Do you like Love Actually?
There's a Portuguese in there. I love her. She's a Portuguese actress.
Oh yes, because he gets together with that Portuguese. In Portugal, and he comes over. Oh, I love that towards the end of Love Actually. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
She's an amazing singer and Portuguese actress.
Oh, is she a singer as well? Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's great. Cool. I'm looking forward to watching that again because I wait till like December the 1st and then I'll watch Love Actually because it's probably
because it's a season movie.
Yeah, definitely. I love Christmas films. It's all good.
Me too.
Anyway,
it's a guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure.
Do you wait until December to watch them? No.
Not December. I think January because in December I'm working so much.
Oh, really? Is that a really busy time? What with family work or your other work?
With the fashion because of the catalogs that have to be done until January.
Oh, right.
So I'm always shooting in that period.
Cool. Do you enjoy? You said it before, but you do enjoy doing that?
Yeah, I love to do it, and we travel a lot, and it's always in beautiful places. I love to do it. Yeah.
That's cool.
And at some point, it reminds me of my past as a model. But now I'm in a very better position than I was. In fact, I think I didn't like to model so much. I think it's so much better to be behind camera.
Really?
Better.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I don't have that experience. Unfortunately, I've never been a model, so I can't.
Lucky you. It's not so good as it appears.
Oh, really? Is it? It must be a lot of work. It must be hard
Yes,
work. And you sounded like you traveled a lot as well then. And
yes,
yeah. Okay. Well, it's better to be on the other side. I'm happy
yes,
being a
so
photographer.
much
That's good.
better.
That's
Yeah.
good. Marisa, on your bio as well, you say you're passionate about the most beautiful beach in the world. You say so. Yeah. Is that a beach right near you? I presume.
Yeah, it's my father's hometown. He was born there. It's called Santa Cruz. That means Holy Cross, and
Okay.
it's unique. It's absolutely unique because it has this big rock. It's called Penedo do Guincho. That there's no any other rock like that in the world. So it's so unique. This Santa Cruz beach, and we have like this amazing hotel there that I shot a wedding this last summer there, and it was like a dream wedding, like
Oh, really?
amazing. Yes,
In what
the
way? Just
hotel.
lovely people and just
Yeah,
doing it. It's somewhere that's so special to you as well. Then, yeah.
yeah, and the party was inside the pool. They were
Oh,
dancing
nice. That's.
in a wedding. Imagine that.
Oh, I've never seen that. Really, that's very
Yes,
cool.
it was so funny. I loved it.
Very cool. So, how far away from your home is that beach?
15 minutes
Is
car.
that all? Really?
It's
That
just
is so nice. Jealous. I'm jealous.
no, don't be. You have to come and visit us.
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah, I would.
I'll gather a bunch of photographers that you know
That would be fun.
that are part of the community, and we'll mingle there.
That would be very cool. We should definitely do that. We should do
I'll
that.
organize that. You
No,
just have
do it. Okay, I'm going to be there. I will be there. I will be there. Talking of other photographers, do you ever have other photographers come in to photograph, your family?
yes, yes.
Cool.
Every year, I have. I used to do lifestyle photos. Although I wanted to do documentary, there were no documentary photographers available, so I did lifestyle sessions, and I was very uncomfortable doing that photos because I always felt like I'm fat or I'm not well, or my hair is not good.
Right.
And so that was a really transforming moment when I finally made documentary family photography with my family. I've done it twice. I've done it with Anna Backhaus, from our community.
Oh, yes. Cool. Yes. Yeah. She's won lots of TR Family Awards as well. I've never spoken to her, but her work's great.
But with Anna, it's very special because we are friends for like almost 20 years. Imagine.
Oh, really? Wow. How did you, almost going to school together?
No, I was engineer in this place where she was an architect, and we worked together there. She as an architect and me as a civil engineer, and we've been friends since then.
That's very cool. Wow, small world as well, though. Now you're both photographers now. That's
Now, yeah, we've been, and then she went to Dubai to work with Emirates, and finally she decided to pursue documentary family photography, and we are very close friends. That's why it was so easy to have her on my house with my parents. And when I got the photos, that really hit me a lot to see the photos, and it made me value even more this approach because I'm always feeling very guilty of being. I'm not an absent mom, of course, but moms are always feeling guilty of not being all the weekends with my daughter and not going to all the activities with her. And when I saw that photos, I really understood that we are we have this complicity between us. We talk with just our eyes to each other. And I saw that on the photos. It made me realize that I must not feel bad about working all the time. I must be happy to have this really great relationship with my daughter. And I just realized that when I saw the photos, and I think, oh my God, this is even more important. Our work is even more important because it shows mom and dad that they are really connected. Well, sometimes they don't, but imagine that's the goal.
Wow, yeah, and that's so lovely to hear your thoughts and your own experience on that. And because we often don't hear I don't know about you, but I don't often hear from our clients really about what the images really mean to them. So for you to have that other experience of being on the other side of a documentary session it must be really eye-opening. That's really cool.
So
I've never had it done. I need to do it.
You have to. You have. The first thing I loved it was because I was so at ease. Like, I was not worried about anything. I was not staging. I was not acting. I was just with my family and super comfortable with Anna because she comes to my house very often, so no problem.
Did you not clean? Did you clean the house from top to bottom before she came? No, that's cool.
And I didn't change my clothes. I was with denims and a black T-shirt, and I didn't change my clothes. I didn't comb my hair. I was like, okay, let's do it like it is.
That's cool. Proper embracing it. Yeah, real.
Yeah, I really embraced it. And then I did one last year with Raquel Ponte.
Oh, cool. From Menino. Raquel Ponte. Yeah, no, sorry. Not that Raquel. No, it's a different Raquel. Yeah, but Raquel Ponte, she's a member of TIR family as well.
Yes, and she's a very close friend of mine, and she made it last year, and I loved it as well. It was I think it makes me think a lot about the importance of the work I do for others. So
sure.
That's why it's so important to keep having other photographers come and do these kind of sessions. And the most important, to have this community that really takes you to another level. That's the truth. The community, your friend photographers, always takes you to another level.
That's cool. It's so good to have that, isn't it? I remember when just starting, obviously my experience is more in the wedding side, but just starting weddings and thinking that the photography world would be very closed and, with people not wanting to share their secrets. But I just found it the opposite. It's such a friendly community, and that's just so important. So important. Yeah,
we help each other a lot, and it's amazing. I found a new family. That's true. This is a family for me.
That's very cool. Very cool. But as you're saying, I need to have that done of my own family because a big reason as well, I'm never in any of the photos. I know I say this before, but it's so true. I'm just not in any of the photos. So it would be nice to think when my kids get older that they'll remember that they actually did have a father, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. That would be
important, very important, because we are always shooting other families, and in the end of the day we don't have our family photos.
True.
We want to do like a slideshow when she's 10, and I have to have photos with her in that slideshow when she's 10.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, and those are the images that she will adore, especially when she gets older as well, to have images of herself with you as well. Because it's one thing just being in lots of lovely photos on their own, but it's totally different to be, in a photo with your parents. Were Anna and Raquel, were they, do you think, were they nervous to photograph you? As obviously a brilliant photographer yourself, did they feel extra pressure?
I think they were a little bit, but I was telling them, oh my God, we are friends for so long. You know me, you know all my secrets. You are like friends, so close to me, and all know everything about my life. So don't be nervous about it. But I think they were a little bit. I think they were a little bit nervous about the results. That I would be disappointed about it. But it was the exact opposite. I was so happy and so thrilled and emotion, and I was That was a very important experience for me, transformative.
That's really lovely to hear. And have you photographed yourself? Have you photographed a fellow documentary family photographer's family?
Let me think. Yeah, I have a friend. I did a photo shoot with Anna and her family, but she didn't want to go to her house. She wanted to do like something outside. And for me, outside, just outside, it's not like pure documentary.
Okay.
We're always there for that photo. It's not like
that's
natural.
true, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I've done with a fellow photographer that with their kids, but I haven't delivered it yet. because I'm full with editing.
Oh yes, it must. Well, I was
Yeah,
going to ask, has it been a busy year for you, especially compared to last year? So we can talk about both. How was 2020 for you? Obviously, you must not have shot as much. Were you okay though? Or how was it for you?
I work a lot. I always work a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've always have lots of work. If I was like 10 Marisas, I think I would have work for all of them.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Proper busy. But were you able to shoot much last year? With the
Yes,
pandemic, were you still working then?
yes, a lot, a lot. Families, weddings, not christenings. I think that's the one thing that's really slowed down. The
Okay.
christenings, baptisms, not stopped, and now they're coming again. But I had weddings, I had the fashion shoots, I had lots of families. The only thing I felt it was like I couldn't be so close to the family and the kids. I feel
Uh-huh.
that need to conserve these distance between me and the kids, or me and sometimes I forgot that, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going too far.
No.
uh, that was the only problem, but now I don't feel that anymore.
No.
i,
Things have changed. Mhm.
I get really close.
Yeah. What is your kind of like favorite lens or focal length for your family documentary work?
It's 35, no doubt.
Cool.
35, and now I'm using 24 as well, sometimes where it's a very narrow place. I use the 24, but 35, it's perfect because it can capture everything I want, tells a story, and it's beautiful. It's a very fast lens, my Canon. It's a 1.4,
Okay.
uh,
Cool.
and it's very, very fast lens. And it's like supersonic.
Yeah.
In that
Cool. That's
sense.
good. And so, for most of your family work, are you very close to your subject? Is that how you work for a lot of it?
Yeah. So, one person once asked me if I had any eye problem, and I told him, yeah, I think I cannot see well far away. And they say, I can see from your photos that you only see very well in things that are near to you. And I really thought about it, but when I'm photographing, I always like to have these dynamics of focal distance. I
Hmm.
work with an 85, not on documentary with families because I cannot be with two cameras, and like on the floor with two cameras.
Oh
But
yeah.
in
Mhm.
weddings, I always do it two cameras, and I have these dynamics in where I'm very far away and then I'm very close, and then I do the detail, and then I get all the space around. I like that dynamic when I give a story, when I'm doing a story.
I'm so similar with you actually. On the wedding work, I like that kind of difference in focal ranges. So I shoot with an 85 and a
Yes.
25, so I like that big difference and the dynamics. Yeah, that's very cool. And when you're close for your family work, do you talk to your clients, your families beforehand to let them know that you like to work close, or do you just turn up on the day and well, that's just the way you do it? Do you warn them beforehand?
No, I
No, no, that's
I
good.
I,
Yeah, it's just,
I just go, and of course I'm always observing them and see how they react, and if they feel uncomfortable. And I really respect the safe space of children. I never enter that safe space of children before they let me in. I
that's
always I think I have to really read how they behave before I come in and do it. But if I do it, I feel comfortable about it.
No, that's cool. Yeah, and I totally agree. I'm totally the same as well. And oh yeah, it's just you can't shoot intimate moments from the far end of a room. I think on a 70 to 200 lens,
Yes,
you just can't. And you anticipate moments so much more when you're close to what's going on around you, and the resultant images are just so much more intimate. And it's like the viewer was actually there when they're
there.
looking at the
Yeah,
images.
that's what
So.
I feel.
Mm.
I think that kind of thing. I think 85. It's perfect to give you that feeling of being there and touching the hair and smelling whatever they were smelling, and touch the sand. I think 85. That's the lens that can give you that sense. I love 85. But when I'm doing families all day, I just wear the 35.
Cool.
I never use 85.
Cool. It's so cool. I think people will find this so interesting. I'm loving talking to you, Marisa.
Alan.
Oh, it's so fun.
Thank you.
Great. You're so cool. Have you made? I like this question, and you may not have at all, but have you ever made any really memorable mistakes or accidents on a shoot at all?
Let me think. There was an accident with a pregnant woman once that she was 37 weeks pregnant, right. And she dived in this lake with frogs, and it was smelly, and she dived. I was photographing her, and she fell on the lake. And that was a really scared moment for me.
Oh, no. Yeah, I thought you meant like she purposefully dived into it.
No.
Right.
She fell.
Oh, sorry. That's not funny at all. No, that's awful. No. Oh, gosh. Oh,
and I was really scared because of the baby. She was 37 weeks. And I think the baby was delivered like just 5 days after that fall. And I was so... And you know what? I was with her like a month ago. Like this was like 5 years, and we were together again. And she was like, "Oh, that was so funny." And I was like, "Oh, not for me."
No, that must have been terrifying. Oh man, I can only imagine. But did you get a photo of her falling in? No,
because I instantly left the camera and jumped to help her.
Yeah. Oh.
And you know what happened? Her husband and her brother, they came running, but instead of helping her, they were just laughing out loud, and I was like, I can't believe they are doing this. They were just laughing, and I was like,
maybe it was nervous. Maybe it was nervous laughter, or like, 37 weeks gone as well. And said, oh man, it must have been a bit difficult to get out of the water as well.
Two men to do it.
Right? Yeah. Oh man, that is wow. What a story. But everything was okay. The child was okay. And you've seen her recently.
Yeah. It's the boy, and he's great. He's almost 5.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Wow. What a story, though. Marisa. Sorry. That's mad. Let's do this big question. I know this is quite a big question, but I think people would love to hear from you about this. So if someone was just thinking of starting out as a documentary family photographer, that maybe just thinking about starting the career of doing this, what advice or tips or any thoughts, what would you say to them if they were just thinking of starting their business?
There are many ways to do it. There's the slow version and the fast version. I think if people don't want to wait and just want to start, like in a year or two they are doing great photos, they have to pursue education. I did a mentoring, 1 year mentoring with Kirsten Lewis and Jonah Schuldeis and Ashley, and that was really important for me. That changed everything. This mentoring and the education, and really work on your flaws and to understand what you're doing with their help. It's so if I recommend something, it's follow education invest really in education.
That's cool. I think that's great advice. And I totally agree. In my wedding side, when I did my first workshop, that opened up so many avenues and just so many different ways of working. It was such a massive moment for me, that first workshop, and then going to more workshops and conferences has been a big deal on my personal photography career as well. So
yes. I used to be on all the conferences. I went to Barcelona, to Bodaf, and in Portugal. I even talked in an inspiration conference here in Portugal.
You spoke there, did you?
Yeah, I spoke there.
Oh, cool. How was that? Were you nervous for that, or?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous, but I think that was a really big moment to change things. That was really important for me.
In what way? Oh, wanted to forward like documentary photography, or on a personal level? What do you?
Yeah, I think for my peers to recognize me as that I was thinking seriously about documentary family photography, And everybody was just like playing with it, not in a real way, just doing with their families. And I put on the table that we have to do it with clients, and that was a really big moment for me. I loved it. It was 2 years ago,
Oh, that's
October
really cool.
2019. That was amazing. And yes, but all these workshops were great to understand the possible ways I could move forward. But it's really important to have mentoring where you have these come and go, where they give you assignments and you fulfill the assignment and then you get critiqued. And this is a very important point. The critique of your work, it really changes everything and has to be done by someone that really knows what education. And I think Kirsten Lewis, it's like all-time best teacher.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool to hear. Did the first time you were like having your work critiqued, that must be nerve-wracking. Were you sensitive about that? I can understand if you were, or, were you just kind of, I don't know, thick-skinned and knew what was going to come? Yeah. How do you find the whole critiquing process of someone else critiquing your work?
Oh, I love it.
You do? Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I love it so much, because if I submit something to critique, it's like I've reached at an end that I cannot go past that end. I don't know how to make a better photo of it. And it's amazing that someone comes and said, if you've done this and this photo will be better. And I think, it's amazing. I love it.
Oh, that's cool.
I love critique. It's like magic.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. And are you going to do, have you done workshops for other people? Are you going to do more, are you going to go down that education route and train as well?
Yeah, in January will be 2 years that I gave a documentary family photography workshop here in Portugal.
Cool.
That I sold just in 3 or 4 days.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, 12 seats. They flew.
That's wow, for all of that's brilliant. That's so cool. Are you going to do more of those?
I'm really thinking about it, because I really have to prepare myself, and I have to have time, and there are all these logistics, and I have to think a little bit more about that. For now, I don't have a new one to come.
Right. Okay.
Not now.
Oh, you should do another one though. If you sold out in a few days,
and people are always emailing me.
Oh, especially if you have people. Yeah, if you've got people contacting you, you should do it, definitely. And it sounds like it's something that you must have really enjoyed it. I get a sense that you would have really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, I loved it. It was amazing, and I really understood the importance of speaking in the same language, because sometimes some of my fellow photographers, they don't understand as well the English, and when I'm with them in person, I think I can transmit, I can really share what I'm feeling, and I'm completely open. I don't hide anything. I talk about all my experience and how I do my business. I open everything. I show everything, like no strings. No, I open everything for my students. And I can see how they evolved since that.
That must be so cool to see. Yeah, that must be so cool to see.
It's like Mama is so proud of their of their kids.
Oh, that's really cool. That is really cool. And you should definitely do it again. You should definitely do it again. Was it a one day thing or multiple days?
2 days. 2 days.
Wow,
for like 10 hours each day.
Wow, yeah, that's intense. That's intense. Gosh, were you speaking in Portuguese and English then?
It's only Portuguese, only for Portuguese photographers. Only in Portuguese, it's easier. And I had a marketing expert talking about how to do better SEO and SEO
Sounds great, the whole package.
Yes, and how to work on their site. And I think the whole package of the learning of how to do documentary work with families and this marketing part, that was very important, I think.
Definitely. Very cool. It's so important to learn the photography side, but also the business side. It really, really is. It's vital.
50%, I think.
Yes, yeah,
the business,
definitely.
the way you communicate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's so important. No, sorry, no, but it is so important. That it's vital. Yeah. I mean, you could say in some way, the business side can be more important than the photography side, because you could be the best photographer in the world, but if you have no idea about marketing or business, then you're never going to get any work as well. So
That's so true. That's so true. I think it's very important to have solid work, and the work has to accompany what you're trying to say. Marketing, it's not enough, only marketing.
No, that's so true as well. Yeah, definitely. Marisa, I just looked down. It's almost Marisa. So it's almost an hour already. Honestly, I thought it was going to be about half an hour, and I looked down. It's flown by. So I've got time. Well, hopefully you've got time just for one more question, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so a big one to end it on, but I like this as well. So, what would be your top tips or your advice to help someone become better at the documentary side of family photography? Specifically the documentary side. Any thoughts, any bits of advice, any tips if just someone wants to get better at documenting families?
Oh, this is not a new tip. I think everybody knows this, but you really have to understand that slowing down and trust your feeling about certain framing and certain composition, and wait for the right moment. I think that's a great tip for who is trying, because when I'm at home, there's so much thing going on, and I'm always from one room to another. And if I trust my feeling that I have a really good framing and good light, I just have to wait for that moment. That is a very difficult decision, because you are always doubting yourself and saying, "No, I'm going to stay here and nothing is going to happen." You have to trust that. You have to trust that it's going to happen something, and it will. If the kids are there, something will happen that is special. And that slowing down, I think it's the most difficult thing. It's so much easier to always pursuing moments, and it's so much harder to just wait. Think about your composition, think about your lighting, and wait for something special happen in that light and composition.
That is great advice. Great advice. And but it as you say, it's so important. And I went through the whole same thing of being like a headless chicken, thinking that I just have to photograph everything. And once you have that faith, that confidence in yourself to trust your instincts that something may happen here and just wait a bit longer, that's when you get the rewards, isn't it? It's but as you say, it's difficult to do as well. It is difficult.
It's difficult. That's why education is so important, because if your mentor are teaching you to look at the composition and to prioritize composition and light, it's so much easier to follow that rules than just to follow the moments, because follow the moments, it's the easy part.
That's true. Awesome. Marisa, it's been so fun to talk to you, and you've just
Ellen, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for
so much for so many people. I think you are really leaving a mark in so many photographers' life. I have to thank you for that in name of everybody that you are helping so many people to get to show their work and to feel validated and acknowledged. And I have to thank you with all my heart for that.
Oh, that's super lovely of you to say. Thank you. But there's thank you. It's because of you and for photographers like you that we're able to do this. So it's really nothing to do with me. And thank you so much for your time today. It's been lovely to talk to you, because we've just messaged a few times on Facebook, haven't we? But we've never spoken. So it's been so lovely to talk to you.
Thank you, Ellen.
And hopefully we'll get to meet one day. If you organise that Portugal meetup, I will be there. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to my fellow photographers, Pedro Vilela, Menino Conhece Menina, Raquel Ponte, Ana Backhaus, and Sarah and Angela. We are going to all together and make a meetup in here.
That would be so cool. Definitely let me know. I would absolutely love that. Yeah. And you're all just lovely people as well. I've met a few of the people you mentioned there. You're just all so lovely. Yeah. So, I'm really happy. This is lovely.
I'm really happy as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you for coming on. An honour to talk to you. And anyone listening now, do head to thisreportagefamily.com or thisreportage.com. I'll include a link through to Marisa's site and the award that you spoke about, which was from the most recent collection. I think that award wasn't it? He just won that.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. One of your many awards. And yes, I hope the rest of your year goes well, and hopefully I'll meet you in 2022. That'd be awesome.
We will for sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the 91st episode of the This Reportage podcast. Marisa was so kind and so lovely to talk to. Hope you enjoyed listening in. Head to thisreportagefamily.com or thisreportage.com for a link to her website and to see the specific Reportage Family Awards you spoke about too. We now have 91 episodes of the podcast available, where we speak to wedding and family photographers from all over the world, delve into our back catalogue to hear from the likes of Lisa Winner, Barbara Puchter, Lisa Hu Chen, Katrin Kuhlenberg, Rowena Meadows, Liam Shaw and Dominique Shaw of York Place Studios, Pedro Villela, Adam Riley, Tyler Workin, Eve Sheppers, and many more. If you're not a member of this reportage or this reportage family, check out all the benefits of joining us, including an unlimited number of images on your profile, 60 individual award and 18 story award entries per year, invites to our physical meetups and parties, including our upcoming Christmas party in December 2021, exclusive discounts, hours of educational videos featuring tips and advice from some of the world's best photographers, and much more too. Submissions are open now for our final award collections of 2021. The deadline is the same for both our wedding site and our family site. Submit by 23:59 GMT on 23rd of November 2021. No poses, nothing staged. This is Reportage. And this is bye for now.